the music scene, showing lots of love for the community. With great advice, I know who I should go see. It's a all around town radio show. That's where
Hi, Rick.
I go for the latest brand info.
Oh, yeah.
It's a all around town radio
Show.
for the music that comforts my soul.
Hey, Dewey.
The all around town radio show.
What's going on, Jonathan Grooms? I feel like I've been hit by a truck, man. I don't know about any of the rest of you. Yeah. Singing Mark Robinson. He sang it yesterday. He did, Dewey. That's awesome. Yes. I'm hanging in there, my friend.
It's the Weekend Review.
That's what it is.
It's a Bible coming for you.
Got my very white voice.
Speaking with the fans, sometimes they don't
Hi, Gina.
know well, whatever plan.
Hi, Roger.
Someone who's playing out
What's up, Gary?
off the open jam with the who's who of talent.
Cooper. How are you, Kevin? Great working with you yesterday.
Race on hell. With all
Billy Baker in the house. Ray Renee. Welcome to the program, everybody. It's the All Around Town radio show here on a Monday. Clay Davis in the house. Thank you, Clay. Good evening to you. Colleen, great to see you yesterday. Thank you for dropping in today. Hey, I've still got a voice, barely, after yesterday, but barely. Got a bit of a voice. So if I'm coughing and hacking and all that, it's only because of the strain I put on it yesterday, but we had a blast. I will tell you, it is our weekend review, and we are going to talk about a lot of things today, but we are not going to talk about the Bell and the Bear at length from yesterday, because we have a whole show dedicated to that tomorrow on Hot Topic Tuesday, along with some Joy and Judgment, brought to you by yours truly here and the lovely Karis. So yeah, that'll be fun. Let's see who else is checking in here. Skip from Liars for Hire in the house. Hope you had a good show at the Dayton Beer Company over the weekend. Toy from Rockstar. It was good to see you yesterday. And Jimmy Kilroy, what's going on? Thank you for being here. There's Robbie Garrett. Thank you, Rob. We're going to be talking about him here in just a minute. For sure. Well, that picture's much better. That's got Belinda up front, Rob. That's why it's much better. Hi, Bill. Good to see you. And Shane, thank you for dropping in today. Hey, first and foremost, for those of you that were there yesterday, thank you all so much for a great day. And if I didn't get a chance to talk to y'all at length, I tried, but we were a bit in the weeds. It was we set a high bar yesterday to make a show happen, and it did. So we'll talk about it, like I said, at length tomorrow. But in a few more minutes, I'll mention a couple things and some highlights. It's great to be. It makes you feel good to be surrounded by such great people, and I will say that because you were around, and I'm struggling to talk today a little bit, but when you're surrounded by such good people, it makes your day, and you have a good time. You do. Hi, John Burry. Thank you for dropping in, buddy. Thanks for being here. So let's get to it here if we can. Let's talk about our weekend in review. And if you saw somebody play over the weekend and you didn't get it posted to our call for that on our page today, and I'm about a day behind in everything because of yesterday, so understand that. If I've not gotten to you on messages and things, I'll get to you for sure. And I'm moving right into another fundraiser coming up next Saturday. I'm doing emceeing another fundraiser for what used to be the Pink Ribbon Girls. They've now rebranded into the Pink Ribbon Good, because they do a lot of good for more than just girls. They do. They support men and women that are battling breast cancer and such. So I'll be talking about that throughout the week and what we're going to be doing at that fundraiser as well. So, hey, Sean Cooper, what's up, man? Good to see you. Dave, how are you? Great to work with you yesterday too, my friend. And man, you worked your butt off, Dave. So thank you so much for that. It was an epic day, and we're going to talk about a lot of people tomorrow on the show at length, for real. And if you missed it, and when you guys hear the total, you're going to fall over dead. I'm telling you. Oh my gosh, what a total it's going to be. And you all helped raise a ton of money yesterday. Dewey said he got to see Crown Watts at Crimer's. A little chilly. Yeah, Doghouse at the Bell and the Bear. I'm so sad I missed Doghouse too because, yeah, I know they're coming back on 12/1, as you said. And man, I want to see that because I heard nothing but fantastic things on Doghouse for real. And Kimberly says Mojo Rising, Little Miami Brewing. Thank you for that, Kimberly. Appreciate that input. And let's see what else. Labor of love for a killer cause. You got that right. A lot of people laboring yesterday. And yeah, Dave Yeck was the Energizer bunny yesterday and trying to get the musicians on stage when they were supposed to be on and running into the audience and finding them and all those things. We'll talk more. Like I said, I want to talk all about this tomorrow after Karis Cries. So tune in to see Karis Cry. If you've never seen Karis Cry, tune in tomorrow. Yes, tune in tomorrow because it's going to be epic. Because I know she's just taken back by this entire thing and how much people gave yesterday. So thank you for that toy on the Philly Rock Band and Social Chemist at Froggy's. Thank you for that one. And yeah, Dewey saw her cry yesterday at the end. Yeah, but I think everybody was at that point. Yes. Well, it was a long day, first of all, but yeah, it was cool. I mean, it was magical. One of the most magical events I've ever been a part of, and I've done a ton. And I'll tell you, and it was great. And Dave says Gina and Johnny at Trillions on Friday was amazing, always amazing, and so cool. So let me get to what I've got to talk about, our weekend update, guys. And please keep your comments coming. If you did see somebody play, we'd love to hear from you. Hi, Chris Lee. Thanks for being here. I missed that comment earlier. And thanks for dropping in. And again, if you're a new viewer, please tell us where you're from. We'd love to hear from you. And again, give a band a shout out or anybody out there that you happen to see over the weekend that you saw play or last week or something like that. We'd love to hear from you on the comments. So welcome to All Around Town Radio, your number one source for live local music, news, bands, venues, and more. And if you hear a dog barking in the background, that's the puppy. And the puppy has decided that she's going to bark now. So that's just how it works. Puppies do what they want. They really do. And yeah, Toy said the Faded Cow food rocked yesterday. I would have loved to have the Faded Cow food, but I didn't take a break all day. And honest to God, the whole lot of us didn't, and missed out on that Faded Cow food. I did manage to get a bite of a bunt cake from Mary, and that was awesome. That kept my blood sugar up enough to do the show. So it was fun. Welcome to your number one source, guys, for live local music, news, bands, venues, and more. This is All Around Town Radio. Don't forget to share our shows and support local music and the venues that bring it to you here in the tri-state area. And we want to thank you for all the live views. I will tell you that our show, I got a notification from the Book of Face. You know, where's my Book of Face noise here? Hang on. Let me get to it. Right here. Let me do this. Yeah, our normal Thursday show, which gets 4,000 views, anywhere from 3,000 to 4,000 views roughly every Thursday, got 720 views this week. Compliments of being shut down for violating some sort of community standard, which I didn't have time to even look up. So who the hell knows what they don't like about us some days, and or who reports us. There are some haters out there who report us, and screw them. I said that out loud. I'm starting to sound like Karis, but yeah, we did not do well on Thursday's show. You guys shared it. Everybody was great with it, as always, but that's the most important one we do. And so that's how that works. Sorry about that for those of you who were getting promoted on that. And, you know, we had a lot of musicians playing also out there that I saw playing, posting stuff on the Book of Face that submit to us and didn't submit. So we'll figure that out as well. But it was a weird week last week. I will tell you, though, to tune in tomorrow. I'm going to mention that again. If you want to hear all about the Bell and the Bear show and all about John Karabi and Britt and Julia from Vixen and everybody else that was in attendance, including the over 40 musicians and performers that played that day. What an epic event. And we'll bring you the total tomorrow. We're holding it all till then. And Karis has got to get it all put together. And she's got a lot of work to do that because there's money coming in from all kinds of sources, including that call-in number that people were calling. So perfect stuff. I enjoyed, while I could work with Bridget Rock. She was a bit under the weather. She worked with me as long as she could stay. And had a chance to co-host with her. So shout out to her as well. Shane DeMoss, thanks for being here. Good to see you yesterday. John Burry said, haters going to hate. They always do. And it's a sad world. And yes, Kara missed the events Bell and the Bear put on. Thank you, Kara. I did my best yesterday to make it a good event for everybody. And what made it work was all the musicians. And we'll talk about that for sure. So don't forget to follow us on all the socials. We're on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. And we are on X and we are on TikTok, but we don't do anything there. So if you want to follow us there, it'd be great, but don't expect to see a lot of content from us because I'm not one of those guys that can stand on TikTok and dance. I'd probably get 1 million views for it because of how bad it was. That's what will happen. So also send us your ideas for Hot Topic Tuesday. We'd love to hear from you. I'm kind of dragging today. My voice is dragging, but we'll get through this and make it work. Wednesday night for us, name that tune down at Heather's. It was week 25, I think, something like, no, it was week 23. I'm sorry. 25 teams, a bunch of great players, fun stuff. We had some great rounds, including some stuff where we did icons of the decade and such like that. So lots of fun at Heather's. And then Thursday night, the live auction, we're going to talk about at length tomorrow, Dewey, because that was one of the most epic moments I've ever been a part of. It really was. And I can't believe it. And he says between all the intros, promoting and split the pods, all the raffles. Yeah. Thank you, Dewey. It was a challenge yesterday, but Kara sets the bar high, man. And I messaged her this morning and I said, how are we going to top this one, girly? That's what, it's like you try to one up it every year and it's this one's going to be hard to one up. It is for real. So Thursday night, got the chance to see this great blues player up here in the Dayton area named Jake Hambone Davis. If you've never seen him, this kid is incredible. I will tell you that he is one of the best blues players I've heard in a long time. And I've heard the Johnny Finks. I've heard all those folks, the Doug Harts, and Jake is the future of blues around here. He really is, along with the CFG guys and the family and all that. Jake is one of those great people. And he was joined on stage at Heather's on the patio by Pete Davidson from, hold on. Brain blip, CFG and the family. I've had controversy for breakfast on my mind because Derek Stewart passed away and all the things going on online, and we're so sorry about that. But CFG and the family, Pete Davidson, Greg Skinner, joined Jake Hambone Davis, and then he brought up this gentleman from Lexington. Oh my God! I mean, he schooled us all in guitar work. T.D. Young, look him up. It's T.E.E. D.E.E. Young. If you like blues music, this guy was an incredible guitarist and absolutely incredible player and humble guy too. Yes, he said T.D. Young was Jake Hambone Davis's mentor. Thank you, Clay, for that. And the thrill of Jake's life to have his hero, friend, and teacher join him on stage. What a show it was. What a crap night it was weather-wise and everything else. I am so sad that there wasn't a massive crowd there for that. But it's football. See, it's all the parents doing stuff with their kids and grandkids and everything else. But the crowd that was there had a great time, enjoyed it that night. And I had a great time and enjoyed it. Love the blues to begin with. And then one thing I did get was a message from Greg Skinner. And Greg was playing bass. He's from CFG and the family. And he told me about how he had met Jake and just took this gig like as a pickup gig. And he said, one of his favorite gigs of all time that night is being able to play up there and kind of do the impromptu thing, not really rehearsed. And man, they were great. Super incredible. So please follow Jake Hambone Davis online, guys, and get to know him. If you're into the blues at all, this is so important that you support these people. And Jake's one of them. Nice young man, super kind to everybody. And very, very interactive with his audience when he's playing. Tells good stories. And, you put Pete behind the drums back there. You put Greg on the bass and this T.D. Young, who he's seriously I can't even, it was like next level blues stuff. And I loved hearing him play. He's out of Lexington, Kentucky. And we were so thrilled to be there. So that's our quick review of that one. We're going to do more with Jake. I did mention to Jake, I'd love to have him on the show along with maybe we can get TD on there too and talk about blues, because we don't do enough about blues here on All Around Town Radio. We are going to have Gina and Johnny coming up. They'll be on the show coming up. We set a date for that, so watch for that. And that'll be on our Wednesday with the band segment. So we'd love to have you all join us for any of those. But thank you to Jake Hambone Davis. Thanks to Heathers for the great patio and the wonderful night there that we enjoyed some great blues music. And like I said, the crowd that was there, and the crowd that was there was from 8 to 80, man. They were all ages, and they were loving the show. You know, the little 8-year-old kids are dancing, and the 80-year-old people are bouncing in their chairs. And TD came out into the audience and did some guitar solos that they were face-melting blues guitar solos. So thank you guys for that. A wonderful night, and Jake Hambone Davis putting that one together. Thank you for the great show on Thursday. Let me get to a couple comments here if I can. And keep the comments coming, guys, if you're out there. We'd love to hear from you today on our Monday show. And like I said, if you're just tuning in today to hear about yesterday's events, you're going to hear about it tomorrow, because Karis decided to reveal the total tomorrow, and I'm honored to have her do that on our show. But we're just going to devote the show to that, because there's so much to talk about yesterday. One of the most epic events in the whole region for a long, long time. And I will let you know that that's going to be fun to talk about. Thank you, Glenn, for that. It was great to see you yesterday. Thanks. Glenn made the laminates yesterday, if you saw those that we were wearing. And we appreciate that, Glenn, and your support of live local music. He was flying all his All Around Town Radio attire. So thank you for that as well. Said he saw Gina and Johnny at Trillions, Saturday Eyes Up Here at Pars, and then Sunday, all your friends at Bell and the Bear. Wow. Yeah. Was it not a who's who of music that day? It was crazy. It was. Easy Tiger at Wiedemann's last Saturday. Thank you, Roger, for that. Rob Paisley, cheers. Thank you for being here. So let's jump to Friday night. Another close night to home, Heather's Patio again. And I'm so fortunate. I get crap from people about, why didn't you come to our show? I can see a variety of bands locally here, guys, at a venue 5 minutes from me, like Mr. Burroughs or Heather's on the Patio or those kind of things. And I try to choose that in the season, especially when they've got the live bands happening, because it gives me an opportunity to see a whole host of people. And I had not seen Barely Able in this current arrangement that they have and the current band lineup. Barely Able on the Patio, great band, rock and roll stuff. I mean, just really top-notch band, and the vocals were spot on. It was funny. Tim came over, the vocalist, and he said, man, I'm off tonight a little bit. My throat's not. I said, don't tell anybody that, because you're awesome. He was doing a great job. And it's great to see our friend Rob from Until Rust, Mr. Rob Garrett, has joined that band as one of the lead guitar slots. And then Adam, of unbelievable guitarist that plays in that band as well. And they also had David Linda join them on bass, and he's going to play some shows with them. I don't know if he's a permanent fixture in that band or not, but David Linda, if you know him from Last Call and all that, he's another formidable musician who just kicks ass. And then Justin on the drums, if that's the name I got right. And all those guys did a fantastic job at Heather's. Again, mercy of high school football. Crowds this time of year tend to be down. It's a little chillier that night. And crowds are not the big, massive crowds you get in June and July and that kind of thing when things are happening outside. But still a good crowd and a great entertaining crowd to watch them enjoy the music of Barely Able. And just some songs that take you back in time. If you're kind of a 90s rocker, you would have heard a lot of great songs that you love there. And then, some other stuff sprinkled in and that kind of thing. I encourage you, again, anybody we talk about on the show, typically we say, go see them. If you hear me just say nice set list sometimes, and that's all you hear, then that's probably a good sign that you may not care. But these guys are definitely great players. I had so many people comment when I posted the pictures today and send me messages saying, I love Barely Able, and we love Barely Able. And I had a great time hearing them in this lineup. It was really cool at Heather's. And I'm not going to dig deep today because of time into all the songs they did, but you can follow them and find out. Hello, David Thornton. Thank you for dropping by. Hi, Bill. And yeah, the blues show was great. You've got Bill. I know you love blues. Jake Hambone Davis, man, check him out for sure. You'll be wowed by this young man. He's a fantastic player. And again, one thing I noticed about Robbie, you're welcome, buddy. I love talking to you that night and getting a chance to say hi. I hadn't seen you in a long time, and I am so happy to see you doing this. I love what you're doing until Russ. Don't get me wrong, but what you and Shane have together is magical. But I will tell you that you're in your element up there playing lead guitar in a rock band. You really are. It's a great thing for you. And I hope you continue to do that with them, because it seems like a wonderful group of guys that you're playing with there. And like I said, the vocals are spot on. The musicianship is top level. And I was so wowed also by Adam on guitar. Adam's great. And I think I saw him several years back numerous times at playing in other bands and things like that. But Adam just kicked butt. He did. And hi, Belinda. I missed you on Friday night. I wished you'd have been there. And yeah, you missed one and I'm there. I really enjoyed seeing Robbie and everybody play that night. So thank you guys so much. Barely Able. And that was our Friday night, guys. Saturday. I want to move to Saturday here. My friend Justin, who is one of the is co-owner of The Barrel in Springboro, he has pushed me for a long time to see this guy. And his name is Scott Morlock. And if you're a fan of dueling piano bars and any kind of piano bar or piano entertainers, this guy takes it to an all new level. And you hear me tout a lot of people, guys. And I'm honestly telling you, if I'm not wowed by somebody, I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke at you. But this was a guy who played a 2-night stint at the Barrel in Springboro. Then on Saturday, where I got to see him, was at the VFW in Kettering, where Justin's mom is the manager of the place there, the VFW, the canteen manager, as they're known in that lingo. And I got a chance, and what hospitality, first of all, at the VFW. The VFW over there in Kettering is a great place to see a band, and they have some great bands like our friends from Liars for Hire that play there. So many bands rotate through there, Crying Out Loud. In the summer, they have an outdoor area and all that. It's a fun time. Hi, David Martin. Good to see you yesterday, my friend. And what's really interesting about Scott Morlock, and I will tell you, and David White, David's on drums, Scott is on the piano. He is one of those quintessential, I can play any song you throw at me piano bar guys. He's got a raspy Joe Cocker voice, which when he did Joe Cocker, I thought, is Joe Cocker back alive in the room? It was wild. He was so good. But he can sing anything, play anything, and he can jump on the audience and interact with them and make fun of things. And I mean, if you throw a request up there with a shot of Jaeger, he's probably going to do it. And I, along with about 10 shots of Jaeger, I watched him. I'd have been unconscious. But this guy was amazing. He is a top shelf piano bar guy, but don't discount that when you hear, oh, he's one of those guys that plays in a piano bar. This guy's played with Chicago. He has played with the Doobie Brothers. He is, he's that guy, and amazing entertainer. All the songs he did, a lot of sing-along songs that go on, but his piano skills, and I couldn't get the video to post today. I have a video of him doing Great Balls of Fire, which everybody loves, the piano riff and all that on. And I showed it to Jim Cuesta over Sunday, and Jim's one of my favorite keyboard players of all time. And Jim looked at that, and I said, well, in your opinion, Jim, as a professional keyboard player, he goes, yeah, he's good. He said, yeah, he's good. And, and Jim's pretty good at a good judge of that stuff. And this guy, I will tell you, Scott Morlock entertained me, and I laughed and had fun. And the people we were with there, it was so much fun at the VFW in Kettering. I try to get over there anytime they have some bands open to the public and at least get in and stop in once in a while. Because first of all, it's nice people. And I've done a few trivias there. We've had a blast. We're going to be back there doing some trivias here in the winter months. So watch for that. But Scott Morlock playing all over the country. Justin met him in Hilton Head. He plays Key West. He does a lot of great entertaining. And so look him up as well. Scott Morlock and his Piano Man show, which is just incredible. They roll in a baby grand looking device, and then it has an electronic keyboard in it because he can do all kinds of things. And one thing that wowed me that day, and get a load of this for you musicians, you'll laugh at this. And Bob says he's seen Scott Morlock in Key West. And I am correct. He's fantastic. He is. And you know what? This guy doesn't take a break. He plays 4 hours. Never pees. I mean, I'm telling you, 4 straight hours, never leaves the stage. And he played Tom Sawyer. Yeah, he's got a drummer with him, David. But he played Tom Sawyer. Left hand on the neck of the bass guitar, right hand on the keyboard, foot pedals playing the loopers and this kind of stuff that he started with the keyboard. He played Tom Sawyer, and it was incredible. And this guy's multi-talented, man. And I mean, he was jamming on the bass to some songs. He was playing the piano and all the keyboard sounds and such that they do. And thanks for saying that, Bob, because it's good. It is good. And David said he's heard him play with his son, Marshall Morlock. Absolutely amazing. Thank you for that. And yes, and that's what Justin was telling me. I've not seen Marshall. And Justin was telling me that Marshall is just an incredible guitarist. In fact, Justin gave him a guitar he had in his collection to play, a double neck guitar that he's playing. So really cool stuff. And I had a great week of music. And, you know, normally it's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday at the most for me. And then came Sunday. So thanks to the VFW, by the way. They were so hospitable, and they're just great people. And then came Sunday, Bell and the Bear. I'm going to say a few things about it before I run out of time, but tomorrow we're going to talk about it at length. How's about, folks, 40 plus musicians performing, countless other musicians helping with the event, not even on the list. No egos about saying, oh, I didn't get to play, I'm not going to show up, all that stuff. No, they showed up and they helped in any way they could. Musicians that were playing throughout the day, such as Jonathan Grooms, becoming guitar techs and roadies and ambassadors for the event. Brian and Kelly Peters and their car show before. There was a car in the parking lot valued at $4.2 billion. 4.2 million. Did you hear that? I said million with an M. Yes. And hi, Ed Sawicki. We missed you yesterday, my friend. We did. And I'm just going to say a few things about the Bell, and then tomorrow we're going to talk at length. But I want to say hats off to the music community in Cincinnati and those who played this event, because it was, as Dewey said it better than I'm going to say it, Cincinnati Rock All-Star event. Insane. Yes. How many bands came together yesterday to make that happen? Along with national acts. John Corabi, who got there, did a sound check early. He was there before I was, did a sound check. And how about Mark Bransford on sound, people? Can I get a round of applause for Mark Bransford, one of the best sound guys I've ever heard work? He had so many moving parts yesterday to get this done. And just incredible. John Corabi, who played his set. Then I went up and prompted him as I was taking him off the stage, basically via the microphone. I asked him to do one more, and he played The Cars Drive and absolutely blew us away. What vocals he's got. Cool guy. Hung out with everybody, took pictures with everybody. He didn't care. I mean, he was just part of the crowd, having a blast. Really good time. Donated a portion of his merch sales yesterday. Just a superhuman being. And when you're surrounded by people like that, and you're surrounded by people like the beauty of Britt Lightning and Julia Lage, I mean, I was happy guy all day. And Jamie Combs and I have a running joke about that a little bit. But I mean, these girls are beautiful inside and outside. They are just spectacular human beings who rocked the crowd. They killed it. And we're going to talk about them at length tomorrow, like I said. Casey Gomez, it was great to see you there. And I will try to mention as many as I can tomorrow. But one thing I enjoyed the most was the community that took place in the Bell and the Bear with the fans of music and in the green room with all the musicians who were interacting. And one moment I witnessed, I'm going to mention today, was Rick Dews, who's an incredible, humble bass player. Shouldn't be as humble as he is, as good as he is, but he is. And Rick Dews and Julia Lage from Vixen, who's an incredible bass player herself, talking shop about Rick's bass and her picking it up and playing it backstage and all this, and laughing and having fun and interacting. And these two people don't know each other from much, you know. And I mean, they've met a couple times through the Bell and the Bear, which is a magical place that makes connections. It is. And to watch those two interact and just talk shop about the bass guitar, and then all the other people sitting back there, everybody signing the guitar that we auctioned off yesterday, and the guy that won it that looked like Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top. Yeah, it was an incredible day. So we'll talk more about that tomorrow. We hope you all tune in tomorrow for that. And yes, Colleen says, love Rick Dews. Rick Dews is one of my favorite human beings ever. He is. Thank you for saying that, Colleen, because he is great. And it was a great day yesterday. And we're gonna tell you a total tomorrow that you're gonna need to sit down to hear. I guarantee it, because it's going to be that good. And the cause was women helping women. And they help more than women. They help men. Anybody involved in domestic violence situations. And it is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, along with Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so all that's going on. And funny you said that, Bill. That may be in the works about how this place survived the COVID, honestly. So, yeah, cool stuff. And so many musicians just come and hung out and said hi. And thank you to everybody that said hi and told me they enjoy what we do here at All Around Town Radio. That makes my day. I can't tell you enough what that means when you come up and say that, because we put a lot of labor and love into this, and we appreciate you so much. So that's all I've got for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this little weekend update. And I'll get to a few comments here, and then we're going to get out of here. Yeah, most surprising performance was Dat Band. Yeah, that medley Chris did was awesome. It was. And, you know, some magical things happened on that stage yesterday, and there's too many to mention today. But, God, I mean, there were times I just said, wow. And then one time I was in the green room and the crowd started screaming. So I stuck my head out and realized the Bengals got a touchdown. It was a pick six touchdown, and that's why the crowd was screaming. I thought something big had happened on stage, but no. But still, the crowd was into it, and I just loved it. And one other thing I'll say about yesterday, when you look out in the crowd and you see John Corabi standing in like 2 rows back in the crowd, smiling from ear to ear, watching some of our local players play. And this is a guy who's toured with, well, arguably some of the biggest bands in the country, including Motley Crue. That says something for what goes on at the Bell. And every national act that's been at the Bell and the Bear has said they love the vibe there, and it is a cool vibe. And I am so blessed to be a part of that, and to be given the old tap on the shoulder to say, hey, come host this thing. And we went from 3 hosts to 2 hosts to 1 host yesterday because Bridget fell ill. And so I ended up doing the whole thing at the end. But, you know, the 3rd host was going to be with us, couldn't be there. I ended up having to cancel. But we had a great time and a wonderful day. And we'll be back tomorrow at 5 o'clock to talk about it. And until then, guys, if you will, do me a favor. If you're watching today, please check your feed and determine whether you have hit like on our page or follow on our page or whatever you've done. Please go do that. So many of you say, I'm not getting notified. And I see everybody's comments and things, and it always tells me if you've liked the page or you've been invited or you haven't yet. And I try to invite everyone to like the page in their likes and comments and such. But so many times it still says invited, which means you haven't accepted that invite. So check that and make sure you're a follower of what we do, because the more the merrier, and the better we get views, the better chances we have of some good sponsorships and continuing to do what we're doing here. And we appreciate that a lot, guys. So far, we're at 8,000 followers, and that's a good thing. I'd love to see it get to 10. And, you know, we'll do it. I am going to rest that voice. Gina McCann, you were incredible yesterday. I hope I didn't say anything wrong when I said you had that voice like butter sprinkled with cayenne pepper. It's just my signature line for you. But Gina McCann, gosh, wow. There's a voice. There was a magical moment we'll talk about tomorrow, yesterday, with Gina McCann. Yes. Tune in tomorrow, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks to Mark Robinson for singing the theme song yesterday on stage. I went up and gave him a kiss. I did. And we're out of here, guys. We're done. I'll leave you with the theme song from Sweet Sister Mercy. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Working for the weekend, and I wanna see a show. I flip on the book of face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there into the music scene, showing lots of love for the community. With great advice, I know who I should go see. So all around town radio show is where I go for the latest band info. So all around town radio show for the music that comforts my soul.